Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast.
You've been eating stuff.
Stuffing these.
The Mountain from Game of Thrones, if you ever watched it.
He has a little brother called the Hill.
Shut up. Shut up.
Elon Musk, one of the most intelligent people out there.
His son is going to have a lifetime of bullying.
This episode has no special guests. it's just Sean and Michael. It's just us. We're here.
Alright, welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name's Michael, and you are?
Sean. Episode 8.
Episode 8, this is it. We've made it.
We made it.
I was thinking this week, at what point... We've got an Instagram, and I was wondering, we've been following our followers back, because we've only got a few.
We got to show loyalty and support. At what point do we stop doing that?
At what point can we say, thank you for following,
but we're not going to follow you back? I don't know. I've just been doing it.
If you had to put a number on it, what would it be?
I don't think it's number. I think we just got to start whenever.
I think when it becomes too much, when we're getting 2 followers a minute and we just can't keep up.
We're going to blow up soon. So it's going to be really annoying to go scroll through.
Minutes. I was thinking, we've only posted this on Instagram. Are we missing out on a large chunk of people by not posting on Facebook? Because I have way more Facebook friends than I do Instagram friends.
If you want to, you can. If you want, make a post. Be like, hey guys. Me and my handsome friend Sean have a cool podcast. So it's been a pretty eventful week for you, hasn't it?
It has. I'm currently sick.
So Michael got tested for coronavirus.
It was.
He came back negative.
It was one of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life.
How do you do that? How do you do it?
So I've had a sore throat for about 3 days last week, and it got kind of worse on Friday. And so I rang the doctor and I was like, hey, can we book an appointment? And they said, we're not doing any in-person appointments. I was like, oh, fair enough. And she said, but the fact that you've rang with even like something, I was showing no other symptoms other than a sore throat. Like, absolutely felt 100% apart from that. I went for a run the day before. Like, I just felt fine. And the doctor's like, you got to get tested. I was like, I'm not showing any symptoms. Do I have to? And she's like, we can't do anything until you get tested. Right. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Went at Sutherland, a suburb near where we live. There's a drive-in corona testing
Do you need to make
facility.
it a booking or something? Or you just straight up
rock up.
Drive through?
You could do it if you wanted to. Okay. Just for fun. You know, you got an hour to kill.
Yeah, I want to get stabbed in the nose. Let's do it.
Sit in your car.
Yeah, was it actually like an hour? Like what?
Yeah, I was probably there for about an hour and 20 minutes. I sit in your car for about 40 minutes in the line. There was a decent few cars there. Yeah. Like in the time that I was there in front of me when I lined up to when I finished, there was probably like 40 cars that got tested.
Goodness me.
But they just come to your window. They ask you to scroll it down. They give you a mask before they talk to you. You have to put the mask on. You then, they take all your Medicare details and stuff like that so they can
contact you
bill
and
it
stuff.
to Medicare. And then they swab your nose, one in each nostril.
So they like
uncomfortable.
I've heard they just get all up in there, right?
It's deep. It's probably
like a normal.
It's probably about 8 centimeters long, close to 10 centimeters long, and they kind of poke it up into your nose and like swab it back and forth and wiggle it in and out. It's very uncomfortable. You start coughing and spluttering and stuff, which is not good because that's what you don't want to be doing with your
Sorry.
So you can't. Yeah. Coughing and spluttering, heaps. The throat one's not too bad. I got no gag reflex, you see.
So there's nose and throat.
Yeah, they do. They swab your throat.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say I do have a gag reflex. That was a dick sucking joke.
That was not a good joke. Yeah. So you got it, and obviously it came back negative. Yes. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this. Yes. But he just it was Friday night, and I messaged Michael. I was like, "Hey, bro, what are you doing tonight? Let's do something. Let's hang out." And he's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing anything, but I just got tested for coronavirus today, so I can't do anything. And I'm like, I've work tomorrow. I'm like, do I go? Because obviously we're doing this podcast. If you had it, I'd probably have it as well. And I was like, oh shit, what do I do? And then I talked to I was like asking friends who were on PlayStation, and one of my friends was like, oh, my dad got tested and I still went to work. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I just went to work.
Generally, people have a pretty lax...
I was pretty confident that you didn't have it. Because it just seemed like you were pretty confident you didn't have it.
I was almost certain I didn't have it, but you can never really be too sure. So I had to isolate for 24 hours. I just sat in my room by myself, basically.
Oh, so you couldn't go downstairs either?
Well, my family's around. I don't want to risk. Yeah. Even though I've been around them all week.
They probably would have it as well.
Nothing much would have changed.
So you went and got the test done. When did they give you chemo? Was that later? Or was that Like, was it afterwards?
It was before they even had results.
Oh, really?
Like,
just straight
just
up,
in case this
straight
man
into the
has
machine.
it, let's pump him with some gamma.
Pump him with some gamma, get his head shaved. Let's go. So I think Michael got tested, he got really depressed and shaved his head. Is that how it went? It went something like that, didn't it?
It was that morning. Friday morning? No, it was Thursday. Thursday I shaved my head.
You're prepared to die.
Well, so I've had blonde
donated the hair.
I've had blonde hair for a while, and I decided to shave it just because.
It's more like yellow, I'd say.
I'd kind of grown. I really liked it. I liked my blonde hair, and then I looked in the mirror on Thursday morning and just fucking hated myself. I don't know why. I just
really. So you were just one day,
something changed,
just straight up nut.
Yeah, something changed, and I do not like this anymore, and so I just got my little brother to shave it to a number one buzz cut. Feels very healthy now, which is nice.
How good is having short hair?
Yeah,
it's great. You just wake up.
You wake up looking the same as when you went to bed at night. There's no bed hair. You know, maybe some puffy eyes. You know, you get puffy eyes. Do you get puffy eyes when you sleep?
Yeah. I feel like everyone does. Get a little sleep in your eyes and shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I usually take the sleep out of my eyes, rub it in my hands, and then use it to style my hair in the morning.
Don't cut out that pause. I just want to.
I'm editing this one, aren't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. What have you been thinking this week? What's going on? Oh wait, so to finish up, I went to the doctors on Saturday. I rang the doctors on Sunday, sorry. And they set up a phone appointment. And I expected to go in now that I had tested negative for corona.
Oh, they're just still not.
And they still said, we're still not seeing patients. I was like, why the fuck do I need to get tested then? I wasn't showing any symptoms.
Wait, so the doctor's just chilling at home going, yeah, I reckon you got this, my man.
I basically diagnosed myself because I've had tonsillitis before, and you get sometimes these white specks on your tonsils, which is kind of gross. But I basically said to her over the phone, I was like, I have this, I think it's tonsillitis. And she's like, yeah, it's tonsillitis. Like, cool.
Good job. You've done the job.
She just said, what chemist are you at? Or what chemist do you usually go to? And she sent my script there for me to pick up. So there's like no interaction at all. But it's pretty efficient. It's nice. Chemist. Yeah, I had to go pick up my stuff.
Fucking pricks.
Bloody penicillin, mate. Does wonders.
That's nice. Yeah, hopefully I don't get tonsillitis. Is it contagious? I don't know.
It's kind of like corona where it's like water particulates. So if I like breathe in your mouth or something, if I cough at you. But I think it's okay. We're about a meter apart here.
Yeah.
We're pretty good.
Sort of. Nah, it's a bit shorter.
We can tickle fingers.
We can tickle fingers. That's about it, yeah.
What have you been thinking this week? What's been on your mind?
It was Saturday. I was at work. I was on a break and I was just scrolling through Reddit and I saw... I think there was an article on someone named Sean or something like that. And I was like, yep, cool. Sean is my name. Spelled S-E-A-N. You know, been bullied my whole life.
Same spelling.
No.
Oh, right.
Their A has an apostrophe above it. You know that like accent thing? I was like, I've never seen that before in my life. I Googled it. The original Irish spelling for Sean is S-E-A-N with the apostrophe above the A.
Right.
And I was like, what? Like, this explains so much because I can be like, yeah, cool, it's got an accent. That's why it's pronounced Sean, not seen. And then I went home to my mum and I was like, did you know this? She's like, yeah. Like, that's like the normal Irish spelling, but we just wanted to give you S-E-A-N.
We're not your average Irish people.
We're not the average Irish people. And I was like, huh. So on Facebook, I changed my name to S-E with the apostrophe A-N. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Does an accent above a letter in a word make it sound different?
I think what it does is it prolongs the pronunciation of that letter.
Right.
So it'd be like Shean. I don't know. It's something like that. It kind of sounds a bit Irish.
There's some odd Irish spellings out there.
Yeah.
Like Siobhan is spelt Siobhan.
Yeah, well, it's Gaelic language. Like it's a different language. So it's So I was just like, I was so confused. I was like, I've never seen my name spelled that way with an apostrophe above the A.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I was like, what? So I just Googled it and it's like, this is the original Irish spelling. It's spelled S-E-A-N. And then it's like the more like modern name for spelling Sean is without the apostrophe, basically. That's what the consensus was. And I was talking to my mom. She's like, originally we had the apostrophe above the A, but we just got rid of it because I don't know, just a bit annoying, I guess. And I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I was like, shit. Well, there you go.
When you would have done exams in school, you would be like, you would have an A, apostrophe. But you need another box.
It's not called an apostrophe. It's like...
It's an accent. Is it?
Yeah, it's something like that. It starts with F. It's like T or something. I don't know. It's like got an actual word for it, but yeah, it's basically just an accent. Like you just like a little apostrophe.
Well, I have an apostrophe in my name, and I find that I have a lot of problems with
last name,
like database, like different databases
not
and
one
systems.
Me neither.
So there's a lot of problems entering my name into like databases and systems and things. Sometimes when I do my credit card information, if I'm purchasing something, it will see the apostrophe in my full name, and it will say that's not a valid character,
valid name. Yeah. So what do you do then? Get rid of it?
Oh yeah, I just get rid of it. I just do the two letters on either side of it are capitals, and I just leave it.
Yeah, so
mostly the same.
The two letters on either side are capital.
Yeah,
right.
When I set up my mobile plan with Aldi, I'm with Aldi Mobile. Pretty good deals, pretty good rates.
Aldi Mobile.
If you want to sponsor us, Aldi, please hit us up. My phone is vibrated.
Are you idiot? Yeah.
When I was setting up on Aldi Mobile, there was a problem authorizing, because when you get a phone in Australia now, you have to attach your license to it. And it's to stop people getting burner phones and things like that. So it was just a new thing that the government brought out a while ago. Because my name has an apostrophe in it, it couldn't recognize that this was a real person, and I thought I was like trying to dodgy the system.
Yeah.
And
on your license, does it have an apostrophe?
Fuck around. Yes, it does.
Okay.
So in the system, I then had to ring up Aldi Mobile, and they're like, "Oh, you need to email us copies of your passport license, and a third form of identification." I was like, "What? Seriously? Just to get a mobile phone plan?"
That's so annoying.
And it's all because their system couldn't recognize my apostrophe.
Fucking Aldi. Don't sponsor us. Never mind. Take that back.
No.
Don't want that. I don't want a phone call every time.
Also, hire more staff, mate. Your lines are way too long.
Yeah, exactly right. They'd be like, yeah, my name's Sean, spelled with an apostrophe above the A. They'll be like, sorry, bro, send us some ID.
How do you even type that? You
can do it on the keyboard, like for Apple, I guess. You go S, and then when you hold down A, it comes up with A apostrophe, like with all the lines on top of it, and you just pick the one with the line on top. But yeah, now my name on Facebook's like SE.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Pretty groovy. Pretty trendy, you know?
It's way cooler than a regular name.
Pretty hipster.
I know Michael in different languages has different spellings, but it's all like Michael or Michael.
Where does Michael come from? Like, do you know the...
It's Irish. Well, at least my spelling, I think mine is Irish.
A lot of names are Irish.
But there's a lot of variations from different cultures.
All of my siblings' names are all Irish names.
Yeah.
As well.
I have a very Irish name.
Michael.
You know, my middle name's Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
And then my last name, you know my last name.
Your first name is my middle name. Did I say that?
We had an Irish teacher at our high school.
Fuck you.
Mr. McCloskey. Don't mind giving him a shout out. He's probably like 90 years old.
Yeah,
but
he was the best.
He was mad because he just used to tell stories. But when he first saw my name on the roll,
Michael,
he said, "Oh, Michael, that's a very Irish name, isn't it?"
Michael.
I was so uncomfortable. I was in year 7. He came up real close to me. He like kneeled down next to me. He's like, "Are your parents Irish?" And I was like,
Michael,
"Please don't hurt me, sir."
I love that name, Michael. Yes.
Oh, yes, Michael.
Michael. Did you see the whole thing with Joe Rogan's on Spotify now?
No.
Oh, you didn't see that?
So he never on Spotify?
No. Yeah, no. So he wasn't. So obviously Joe Rogan, probably the biggest podcast dude in the world.
Never heard of him.
Nah, neither.
What does he do?
What a bitch. Isn't he that UFC guy?
Wasn't he on what's the word where they scare people? Scared? No.
Fear Factor.
Fear Factor.
Yeah,
Isn't
he was
on Fear Factor.
Yeah, no. So basically, he like just put up a video and was like, "Oh, hey everyone! In like 6 months' time, like Joe Rogan will be exclusively on Spotify. Like that's the only place you'll get, including videos. I think they're getting rid of YouTube as well. Like it's just straight up only on Spotify.
Damn!
And there's been heaps of rumors about the price of the deal, how much of the deal was. Apparently 100 million, but I don't know if that's true or not. But 100 million, it'd be around there for sure.
We got into the right business.
Well, I just wanted to say, Joe, if you listen to this, bro, we run the Spotify game. So we're going to be clashing heads a bit.
You better not be stepping on our toes, mate.
You better watch yourself, big fella.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Surely he's already on Spotify.
No, he isn't. Not on Spotify at all. So
does he know it's free and easy?
So I think there's going to be a transition. I think from now on he's going to be on Spotify, but he's going to be on all platforms for a while, and then eventually he'll turn just to exclusively on Spotify, which is crazy. You see
That's
a lot
mental.
of like...
Well, that's like big Twitch streamers
I was just
leaving
going to say
Twitch.
that. Yeah.
So Twitch is...
Like they're being exclusively locked down with like YouTube and then like Twitch. And then what was the other one? What was the other one called?
Well, I know Facebook does streaming now.
Facebook as well.
There's a few big streamers that
they're like
Facebook
full
streaming.
exclusively locking them down and stuff. And it's especially like Joe Rogan, one of the biggest. It was like...
Did you put a slit in your eyebrow?
Yeah. Did you only just notice it?
I just noticed it then. I was like, I've been looking at it all podcast. I was like,
it's so shit. I
did you
stuffed
really
it so
do that?
bad.
It's quite wide.
Yeah, it's wide. I didn't use a razor. I used scissors.
Why?
You shaved your head. Shut your mouth. I could put a slit in my eyebrow.
I thought about doing it when I was shaving my head. I was like, maybe I should slit my eyebrow. But my eyebrows are so big and black that it would kind of be very obvious, I think.
I stuffed it and I was just like, oh well. Like my sisters have eyebrow pencils. I'll just borrow it and color it in if I'm going to work and shit. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, I want to get, because obviously you do it with a razor. There were razors, but they're like...
You do it with a single razor.
A single razor,
like just the
just
razor blade.
That. Yeah. But like we have like, 3 ones and stuff for like shaving razors. And it's like, that's going to put 3 slits in my eyebrow. So it's like, well, I have to use some scissors. And it did all right. Like I shaved it, but then it's like kind of all weird. And
do you not have electric little clippers that you can just cut in on?
I did find some, but they like weren't working and they were super old. I was like, look, it's my eyebrow. I don't want to stuff it. And I stuffed it anyway.
Yeah, maybe scissors.
That's so funny how you just noticed.
Yeah, I've been looking at it and I was wondering...
Why is there a line in your eyebrow?
I was wondering if it's just something you've always had, but I've never really paid attention to. Nah, but it's not something
I did it like last night.
What made you want to do it?
I don't know. I just wanted to do it.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fun having it just...
I was just like, I'll just give this a crack.
Yeah. That's what I felt like when I shaved my head. Yeah. It's just fun to mess with your look a bit.
I was gonna shave my head, but I didn't do it. I remember I don't know if we talked about it in the episode, but like last week, each week we sort of like, if we have things we wanted to talk about where we couldn't fit in the episode, we write it down. So on our little book here, it says head shave. We're going to talk about shaving our heads. And then I just see on this dude's Instagram that he's shaving his head anyway. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. Nah, that's cool. I think it suits you. It's fine.
I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep buzzing it to another one every few days.
Get like a nice fade or something. Just like get a little bit shorter here, a little bit longer there.
I don't like it.
Nah, you should. It looks so shit.
I think my hair's too dark to do a fade.
Darker the better.
Because I legit, number one, you could hardly see my scalp. But can you see
wait, is that number one?
This was a number one on Thursday.
Wow, okay, that's
yeah. Your hair is super thick. I have a lot of hair.
That would be like a 4 on my head.
Oh, funny thing, on the photo where I uploaded, it was just me like sitting in front of a mirror.
Was it that one there?
It was in front of this mirror that's right at our feet.
Yeah.
Our mutual friend, commented on the post saying, "What's up with your hairline?"
Who said that?
Starts with an L.
He
knows who he is. I didn't care at all. I thought it was kind of funny. He's like, "What's with the hairline?" Does he wear
glasses?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Only sometimes though.
Only sometimes. Yeah.
And he was like, "What's up with your hairline?" And I said, "Why you got to shoot a man down like that?"
Your hairline looks fine.
Well, apparently in the photo it kind of looked a bit weird. And then he said, "Oh, I thought it was a mistake on the barber." And I said, "Unfortunately not," in the comments. And then he's like, "Oh, like, yeah, I forget what he said." He's like, "Oh, sorry about that then." But then I came back like 20 minutes later and the comment was gone.
Oh, he
completely gone entirely.
Oh, really?
So I think he felt bad that he had called me out on my shitty hairline.
Yeah. Well,
and so he was worried that people would start noticing.
When people shave their heads themselves, their hairline looks whack. Like if you did it at a barber, they would shape up your hairline.
No, I hate that look because it grows back and then you have these little shitty like hairs.
Yeah, but that's when you go get your hair cut again.
How often are you getting your hair cut? Your hair grows back. What did my mum say? Half an inch a month.
My hair grows pretty quick.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one time you grew your hair out and it was an afro?
My hair goes really puffy.
Your hair's just thick. It's like carpet hair. It's just like it grows outwards, not like downwards.
It's like a wool
if that makes any sense. Yeah. It was like year 11 and you like rocked up to school. You just kept. I was like, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna tie it up, bro. I'm gonna like straighten it, tie it up, and I'm like, no.
I get very ambitious with my hair, and then I just decide, can't do it anymore.
No, I'm the same, but I get bored of my hair after like a few months of like a particular style. I'm like. Yeah, I can't be bothered. I
saw a photo of you the other day from when you had a top knot.
When did you see that? What photo?
It was ages ago. I can't remember.
So I grew my hair out.
But oh man, I'm so glad you decided against that.
Yeah.
And then you had the undercut. You shaved the underside.
So basically, I grew my hair out about 2 years ago. In my defense, it grew out pretty quick. Like, people grow their hair out about about a year and a bit. It took me like 8 months.
You rock your hair pretty long anyway.
Yeah.
But you don't rock in a long looking style. So
yeah. I just needed the sides to grow out longer. Yeah. And then basically got to a point where I could tie it up, and then I got like a thin bit shaved like around my ears and like downwards. I can't really describe it without showing people.
Like a shitty Viking.
Yeah, I guess so. And then like I got it done once and I was like, yeah, sweet. And then it was annoying because I had long hair, but I had to still get my hair cut because I had to get that bit shaved.
Yeah.
So then I went to the barbers once and they did it. And then it was funny, we're at a party once. We're at someone's house. And then a particular person was like, oh, Sean, your hair looks really uneven. They stuffed it up. Like I remember at the time I looked, it's like side by side, and like one side was a tiny bit bigger than the other, and I was like, oh well, they'll like no one will notice. And then someone noticed, and then I was like, oh shit. But yeah, and then I just didn't like it, and then I remember I was like, all right, Mum, I'm gonna go up the road and get my hair cut, and because my mum hated my long hair, she was like, she hated it, and she's like, oh, I hope you're like shaving it all off, and I'm like, yeah, and she's like, no, you're not, and then I went up, and then like I took out my hair. And then, because I've been going to the same barber, so they assumed I just wanted that little bit done again. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, why'd you like take it out? Like, if you're just going to do that. I'm like, nah, can you just do like a 4 on the side and trim all the top? They're like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, please. And they did it. And then instantly I was like, why did I grow my hair out? That was the dumbest thing. Yeah. Like, it was just an instant just like confidence boost. I was like, that was so dumb.
I remember first seeing you after you got it cut and being like, this is my boy Sean back. Yeah. He's back.
He's a bad mother.
My boy's back.
And
he's looking better than ever that he has for the last 8 months.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I didn't have like the tied up look. I had it for about 3 months.
Yeah.
I didn't have it for long.
No.
Yeah. Nah, look, I feel like every man in his life wants to either grow out their hair, either grows out their hair or wants to shave it off. Yeah. Just to see what it looks like. You know what I mean? You're just kind of curious. You just want to see what it looks like.
I think more people look good with a buzz cut than they realise.
Yeah?
I think so? There's a guy at work, he's always kind of had this weirdly long hair and he's never really known what to do with it. Came to work the other day with a buzz cut.
Yeah.
And he just rocks it. He looks so much better than he did with any other haircut. Yeah. I loved it. And I was like, damn boy, like you
too bad you're not one of those people, hey?
I think I look good with the buzz cut.
I'm just talking. It was always good to see you. You've got a nice strong hairline and a weird shaped head, so it fits.
I got a weird. You mean a weird shaped hairline and a strong head?
You just need to fix it up.
Yeah, I've got a tiny forehead.
Your hairline's not like you have a strong hairline. It's fine.
My one downfall is my tiny forehead.
You do have a tiny forehead.
I don't have a forehead. I have like a 2 or 3. You have a 3.
I've got a 3. I got a 3er.
Yeah, 3er. Yeah. I got legit a 2 fingers.
Yeah, you got a 2-finger one.
2 fingers will cover my forehead.
I've got a big brain, so it's just big. It's just what happens. Yeah, well, apparently, like I'm the same thing with like slits in your eyebrows. Like I was like,
I like it. I genuinely do. I think once it grows back a bit and you fix it,
when it doesn't look dumb. Yeah, maybe. No, yeah. I just feel like lots of like our other friend. We were just talking about him, dude that wears glasses half the time. He also like recently got his hair cut really short as well. I think it's honestly just a low maintenance thing.
Big change. Yeah, that's like, what he said to me.
It's just like it's just so good just having to wake up and be like, oh, I don't really need to do my hair or anything like that.
My hair's done.
Yeah, lots of people look good with short hair that they just. Like, short hair can be boring, so I think lots of people are like, I'd rather longer hair. But
where are you at with girls with short hair?
What, like buzz cut?
Like a pixie cut, like a short.
Like a bob? Like that?
You know what, let's work up. Let's say,
this long.
Your regular long hair. No. Your regular long hair on a girl might, on average, probably comes to about the chest or something. Like,
I guess so.
About the armpit. Shorter, what do you think of bobs?
Yeah, they're fine.
You like a bob?
Yeah.
What about an undercut? Do you like an undercut on a girl?
Like what I had?
Shaved around the back, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I like it. I know a few people with that. I think they rock it quite well.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone with that.
I know 2 people.
Wow, look at you. Huh?
Yeah, man. I socialise
sometimes. You got some friends.
I have friends.
Yeah, you got friends.
But what about like a shaved side, like a full shaved side with a... do you know Ruby Rose?
Yeah, she's got like a shaved head.
Think of a Ruby Rose type, like a pixie cut. I think that's called a pixie cut.
I don't know.
Or just a shaved head on a girl.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't mind it.
Honestly, I've never seen a girl I know with a shaved head.
Right, so you've never.
So I've always just seen it like through a phone or something. Yeah. So I'm not too sure. I don't socialize as much as you, so it's tough.
Yeah, I get out.
Yeah, you get out a lot.
As a tonsillitis
What was like?
meeting.
What was it like going to work for the first time with your shaved head?
I haven't been to work.
Oh, you haven't yet?
So back to the corona thing. The moment I had to get tested, I rang work because I said, I'm getting tested. I can't come into work this afternoon. And they obviously start freaking out because if I had it, then it would basically mean anyone that's come into contact with me for the past 2 weeks
most likely has it.
Has to be kind of...
Including me.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's not most likely has it. It's pretty... Like, it's not hard to contract.
It's not like everyone you've talked to will
No, not at all. It's only if they've been touching their face with the same surfaces that I have. You know, occasionally I smack my face on the keyboard at work.
I just used to go to my boss and go, chew into their face all the time. Frequently.
Chew going to the work meeting after work. Anyways, no. So I rang.
Don't try and slide that
within 24 hours, I rang. When I got my results, I rang my boss straight away. I was like, "Hey, I'm negative," and she was so.
Oh, really?
She was so happy because it meant that they didn't have to shut down the whole. store.
Yeah. But did you say I'm still sick though? I can't.
Yeah, I said, well, that's the thing. I was like, it's not this. I just have tonsillitis. And she's like, thank fuck. I was like,
thank goodness you're still sick.
And then she said, oh, but get better soon.
Oh, I feel bad.
We're very worried about you.
Yeah. Get better soon, Michael.
It was very funny, that call where I said I'm getting tested because they were obviously very concerned. They were like, oh,
not about you.
Oh my God. You know, they started freaking out. The moment I said I'm getting tested, though, they kind of, you could feel it over the phone. They put down whatever they were doing and kind of like sussed out this situation.
Shit.
But yeah, it's a pretty big thing. You know, there's like 200 people at the store I work at.
Yeah. Coronavirus is a big thing. I didn't realize.
Crazy.
You
know, I was watching a video. There was a guy, there's a YouTube channel called Corridor Digital.
Yeah.
And they do kind of VFX based, you know, little short mini movies. And they have a second channel called Corridor Crew where one of the guys on it, Ren, he does kind of these informative explanations on kind of hard to understand topics using VFX.
Yeah.
And he was explaining why it's important to stop the spread, right? And he talked about exponential growth. Yeah. Like, and the idea of it and how it's so hard for humans to grasp the idea. And the example he used, right, was if exponential growth is like a pattern that continuously grows up by the same.
It's not a linear path. It literally just goes zoom like that.
It like zooms up.
Yeah.
So 1 or 2 to the power of 10 is exponential. So you go like 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. It just keeps on going up. And use a stack of paper as an example. If you start with 1 sheet of paper, times it by 2, you have 2 sheets, times it by 2, 4 sheets. Then 8, 16. If you do that 100 times,
it'd be like like a million or something.
Can you guess how tall that stack of paper would be?
Wait, how many? 100?
100 times.
Oh, it'd be like.
So you're doubling it 100 times.
A million.
A million what?
I'm just saying flat a million.
Like a million sheets of paper.
Yeah.
The stack of paper would be 13 million light years tall.
I wasn't even close.
Yeah. Or something. It might have been billion light years tall.
You got a calculator? Do 2 to the power of 100. See what happens.
It comes up with those weird numbers or math error or something.
Weird numbers.
You know when it's like, what's 2 to the power of 100 and it just gives you another number to another power?
Yeah. It's like 1.45 times 10 to the 256 it's ridiculous. Or something.
Which I looked it up is something like it's close to 1/3 of the observable universe. that length of paper. How crazy is that?
Exponential growth's pretty crazy.
It's like, and so the idea was to like the spread of corona. It's an exponential growth. Maybe not 2 to the power of 100, but
when you hear the cases are doubling each day, that's exponential growth.
That's exponential. Yeah.
And 100 days, it'll be light years.
So quickly get out of hand. Yeah. Another example was like if you started with a cup of water in the Grand Canyon, how long is it before the whole thing fills up? And it's like 13 minutes if it doubles every minute or something.
It's crazy.
Oh, not every minute. It's like 13 minutes if it doubles every 10 seconds.
He's got good videos, but I've seen the ones about... There's one about... I always love the ones about the size of the universe and stuff. And he's like, if Mars was this golf ball, he'd be like, our star is... Yeah.
I find it interesting like how far away the planets are from each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we're super far away from the sun in regards to its size.
Yeah.
But if all the planets were like ping pong balls size and you were to set them up on a footy field, they're like whole football fields apart or something like that. Like,
you've seen that
really far.
You've seen that Mark Rober video, haven't you?
Yes, I think so.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Is that the one that he...
That's the one where he has like, we're at this baseball field or whatever. He's like, here's the sun. And then like we go 2 kilometers that way and here's Jupiter or something like that. Yeah. Like in terms ridiculous. Of scale. Yeah. It's so much bigger than you think. Did you want to start? Did you need to pee, drink or something? We may as well start.
We can chill. Might have a lozenge.
A lozenge?
You know, like a throat lolly.
Oh, that's so weird. We'll be back in a sec. And we're back. Michael?
We're back.
And we're back. What were you going to say?
I don't want to do it now.
Do it, bitch.
Well, Sean was like...
Mark has a really racist joke he wants to tell everyone.
No, it's very clean.
Is it?
Yeah.
We'll say it then.
Well, I found this joke online on Reddit, r/jokes, and I thought it was quite funny. And Sean was like, hang on, let me press play. So we can put this on the podcast.
Press record.
I didn't want to do this because I didn't think it's very interesting. But you might get a laugh. So an overweight time traveler goes to ancient Rome and realizes he wore historically incorrect clothes for the trip. Realizing his mistake, he visits a toga shop to purchase some new clothes. He looks around the shop and realizes they don't have any togas big enough to fit him. He goes to the counter and asks the clerk, do you have any XL togas? And she says, yes, but why do you need so many?
That was awful, wasn't it?
You get it?
Yeah, I get it. It just wasn't funny.
I don't think it's funny.
No, it's not.
Mate,
in other news, put your phone away.
Roman numeral jokes are funny.
Put away your awful jokes. The snow season.
Snow season's back on.
Snow season's happening.
You got
your
overalls?
Excited. Yes, I bought a bib, and I'm very excited to wear it.
A bib for those that don't.
For those of you who are ill-informed, it's just like
those that don't eat messily.
It's a waterproof like overalls.
They're just overalls.
Think
painting overalls, but for the snow.
Think lumberjack overalls, but for the snow.
Think sewerage worker overalls, but for the snow.
So you're going to sell your board? I'll give you $50 for it.
No, I'm not selling my board.
You said you wanted to buy a new one.
That guy on Facebook that I messaged, he never replied. Where I tried to undercut him. Remember those 2 snowboards that were from 1990?
Yeah. So we're going through like every season. I feel like everyone just like jumps on Gumtree to see what boards they can get. This dude was selling them like what, $20 each or something?
Yeah, $20
2 boards for like $20 each.
Really
so
old, shitty boards.
One of them had like 1 binding or something. That's it.
Yeah.
And then Michael, would you offer him?
I said, "Look, mate, I'll take $20 for the both of them." And he never responded. Yeah, I think he was a bit upset that I was trying to undercut him.
Yeah, that's kind of awful. Tell you what I did the other day. I was
just going to hang them on my wall as a bit of art.
Yeah, it would have been cool, but you're also a bit of a dick. I went on Gumtree and there's a little thing you can do where it says freebies. You can see what's free. Like someone's just like, take these.
Do you think they sell...
There's some crazy stuff you can get for free. People were selling like... So someone was selling a lawnmower. They're like, yes, like it's a bit old, but yeah, you can take it. Like, just come get it. It's free. There's so much furniture you can get, tables and stuff.
A lot of people just want to get rid of things.
If you move in, and it's like, it's mostly, a lot of it's just big stuff that they just can't get rid of.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a big table, and it's like, oh, well, whoever can get this, that'd be great. You know what I mean? So it's, if you move out and you need some furniture, just go in there.
I think it's worth it.
If you've got like go to Bunnings and rent a trailer and you'd be sweet.
Do you think they sell koalas on Gumtree?
Why do you do this? I'm having a serious conversation here and you're taking the piss out of it.
I think some people just can't be bothered listing things for prices.
Yeah.
They're like, because
if I sell this,
I might get $20. I may as well just try and get rid of it as soon as possible.
It's more the inconvenience of coming to get it. That would probably be just the price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, if you want to do that, do it. But yeah, last season, I'd never snowboarded a year ago. But then it was my first season last season. And we went to a snow shop with Michael. It was me, Michael, and like some other friends. And we went. And then Michael drops fat, like what, $1,000 or something?
Oh.
Something like that. On a nice new board, bindings, boots. I think it was that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
All those. Anyways, he buys it, goes it, like does one trip with it. And
I haven't. We took them to Japan.
That
was a big trip.
The whole thing was, we're going to Japan, and he bought this board. He's like, I'm going to use this in Japan. It's going to be sick. And then before Japan, he's like, I don't think I'm going to take my board to Japan. I don't think it's worth it. Hey, yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. And we're like, what? You bought this board to take to Japan?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, so when we got to Japan, if I took my board out for those first 2 days in the powder, I would have probably died.
Yeah, well, I took my shitty board out in the powder, and I did die, but that's fine.
You did die. So I hired
you hired a powder
reasonable price. I hired a powder board.
How much was it again?
Powder board over there. It was like
2 days. It was
120 for both days or something.
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad. It was fine.
But on the second day, you didn't go up because your knees were hurting.
Yeah, so I've had knee injuries and my knees were kind of weak.
Snowboarding is pretty brutal on the legs, and like even me, and when you're a healthy young man, sometimes takes a day off the mountain.
And when you're not conditioned for it, because like it's not often you go do basically a leg workout for a whole entire day. Yeah. It's like playing soccer for all day. Like it's brutal on your knees sometimes. It's
especially those big long runs where you're on your heel edge the whole way down. It's just too steep. And you're like your quads are killing. Like
definitely,
yeah.
But that powder I felt like a complete novice.
Oh yeah,
Australian snow is not very good compared to other snow around the world.
It was such a weird experience because you're like, this powder's gonna be sick. Like look how easy it looks. Yeah. And then because obviously we've only been to Australian snow, which is like probably like 2 centimeters of powder and then underneath it's just ice. Yeah. So then I remember the first time, so we kind of separated. I was with another friend and we were going down a cat track, which is like groomed snow. So it's not powder on this run. We're doing like this little cat track and then we saw a proper run and it was just fresh powder. Like we got the first thing up there. There was probably like 2 tracks through it and like, let's hit it. Go through, and then I'm like, I'm a bit fast. I'll slow down, and then I've completely stopped, I'm up to my waist in snow.
Yeah,
and
you need steep hills for powder.
I can't, you can't get out. Your legs are strapped. If you try and use your hand to push up, your hand just falls through. And then we climbed all the way back up. We climbed back to the top because we got like a meter through to the run. And then we went back to the groomed run. It was awful. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But then on the second,
you just accept your fate and wait the season out in the snow. You're like, I have to wait for this to melt.
Yeah, you're like,
get out.
I gotta wait for this to get, or someone just comes through and like throws a rope at me and pulls me out or something. Yeah. But on like one of the days was really good because we found this one run where it was just like groomed halfway and then you sort of do this jump. And you have enough speed that you hit all this powder, and because you're going so fast, you're not going to you don't stop. So you just send it through all this fresh powder. That was a really good day.
So cool.
You weren't there though.
No,
I felt so bad. So we came back. I had the biggest smile on my face. It was actually a really good day. And you were like, "How was it?" And I was like,
that's okay though.
Yeah,
I knew,
you had plenty of other good. Like the third day was really good as well.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It was still fine.
Yeah, that was the not
brutal
good.
knee. You just stayed home and watched Sex Education.
At least I didn't rupture my kidney though. Ooh, laters,
Steve.
Later, Steve.
So basically,
have we told this?
No, I don't think so.
It's fine.
So basically, we went to Japan. There was 4 of us. We went through we did other cities and stuff. But when we went to the snow, a friend flew in just for the snow. Like he was going to be there for 5 days and then leave. So he flew in. He spent like 1 day in Tokyo. Then we went straight to the snow. Had 2 good days. Third day, we spent the last bit of the day at a park, like just doing jumps and stuff. And I believe our friend said, this is going to be my last run. Like it's getting pretty late. Jumped, did like a 180 or something.
Yeah.
Landed it, caught his edge, slipped out, and he kind of fell on his back side basically.
Yeah.
Kind of smashed it. And it was a brutal...
it was a hard slam.
Hard slam.
He
he got up straight away, kind of moved off to the side because he's a bit winded.
Yeah.
And we're like, you all good? And he's like, yeah. So he caught the gondola back down. He didn't ride down because he felt a bit shaken up. And I just thought maybe he hit his head a bit. So we got back to our little chalet, go upstairs, have a rest or whatever, and you'll be sweet. And then next thing we know, he was throwing up.
Negative. He was not sweet. He was quite the opposite of sweet.
Quite the opposite of sweet.
He was internally bleeding.
He was internally bleeding, a lot of pain. He was throwing up like just water because he hadn't
really eaten anything.
He hadn't eaten anything, and we were trying to get him out of bed because he was in his bed. And he was just, every time he moved, he just couldn't move because he was in that much pain.
Yeah.
So we're in a foreign country.
We had to dress him.
So in Japan, you can't get, the SIM cards you get doesn't include a number, so you can't call people. So we couldn't call an ambulance. Again, foreign country. We didn't know where the address was. So basically, we were staying at a chalet which is run by a business, and the business doesn't provide the actual address
and
where you are.
And when you go on Google Maps, it's not the same address.
It's a Japanese address, just completely different.
Japanese addresses are very weird.
Very weird. So we had no way of calling. So then a friend of ours was like, my SIM card, because I was with Telstra, you can get free international calls. So I had swapped my SIM card out. We called an ambulance and we're like, does anyone speak English? Can you guys and then we sort of figured it out.
Kind of.
And then we were messaging like the chalet manager. They spoke fluent Japanese, so they just like
they called
rang
one for us.
Long story short, ambulance came, picked him up, and he ruptured his kidney, was it? That's what it ended up being?
Yeah, so he ruptured his right kidney.
His right kidney, yeah.
And it was scary. Yeah. It was so like because myself and another friend of ours went in the ambulance with him, and I remember
to the hospital.
To the hospital, yeah. He just got upgraded.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients in it.
That's not important right now. That's from, what movie is that? It's from Airplane.
That's
such a good movie.
I think it's called Come Fly.
Come Fly With Me or Airplane or something. It's honestly the funniest movie ever. Name. But anyways, what were you saying? You went to the
so
hospital?
Yeah, so I remember the paramedics came in the ambulance, and Steve, our friend, was just like, painkillers, please. I just need some painkillers.
Yeah, it was in a lot of pain.
And they had to get across to him that they weren't allowed to give him painkillers because paramedics aren't allowed to give medicine.
Yeah, in Japan, paramedics aren't allowed to do that.
So that's literally all he really wanted at that time. And
he just needed something to suppress the pain.
They're just like, sorry, we can't. And so we, went to the first hospital, and that was a whole ordeal. And they came out to us and like, we think he's done this, but he needs to go to ICU, intensive care unit, at like another hospital, a bigger hospital. So then that was another 40 minutes away.
Yeah,
it's just a big ordeal. I didn't get to bed that night till probably 3 a.m.
So you slept at the hospital,
and we had to stay up to fill out documents for him and information. Yeah. They put him on painkillers pretty quickly, but he absolutely chewed through like 2 bags of morphine.
Yeah.
Like he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, he was in a bad way. And then so you guys stayed at the hospital. Me and my other friend, we stayed at had the shower, had a nice sleep. Next day, you guys came back like early morning. You guys were dead. You guys were so buggered. We went boarding at night that night. I'm pretty sure
we went out at night.
But then we went and saw him. We saw him twice.
Yeah.
First time we saw him, he was pretty still.
It was pretty
pretty bad. But then the second time we saw him, he was a lot better.
He was pretty good.
We bought him KFC. He was very happy.
Yeah.
But we're only at the snow for like 7 days or whatever. So he did that on the third day. And then they didn't, because he couldn't fly home or anything, because cabin pressure and all that could do something with his kidney or whatever. So we continued so his dad flew out, which was nice. We continued the rest of our holiday. We went to Singapore, got home, and then he didn't get home till another 2 weeks of us being home.
Close to 2 weeks after. So he was in Japan with his dad.
Japan in a hospital. It wasn't like Tokyo. It was like some random...
It's like a rural Japan
There was a rural Japan town with a hospital in it. Like he couldn't even like his dad couldn't go like, I don't know, somewhere or anything. Like he just couldn't do anything. And then, well, lucky for him, he got... So like there's nurses that fly on airplanes with him.
Yeah.
So he had a nurse fly with him. He got business class all the way, like cool. One-way Qantas flight
his insurance
covered by his insurance company. Yeah.
It was can you remember the amount? It was something like $50,000 worth of coverage.
I thought it was $15,000.
No, it was like $40 something thousand.
$40,000 and
$48,000 or something.
Probably something like that.
Something ridiculous.
And then
from paying like $350 in travel insurance. So always get your travel insurance.
Honestly, if you travel without insurance, you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
That's honestly solidified the whole thing for me.
The cost of your luggage is probably about $350 anyway. So if you lose your luggage,
it's nothing. Yeah, just pay it. Just pay it. Yeah, 100%. Especially when you go into things like the snow, where there's a risk of you getting hurt.
And
basically.
On a trip that costs probably close to $7,000, $350 on top of that is nothing. It's such a small amount.
It's such a yeah. It's like the difference.
That's dinner. That's one steak.
It probably is. It's like that. No, do you remember when we went?
How good was that steak we had in Japan? That was such a good steak. So we went to a Kobe beef. A restaurant that specializes in this really high quality Kobe beef.
Yeah, it's properly aged.
I don't know heaps about meat grading.
Neither do I.
But
apparently it's top of the line.
Top of the line.
And
stuff.
The price showed it too.
Yeah, it was expensive.
This is our first nights. Like we literally just got to Japan. We went straight to the city's called Kobe. We went to Kobe, and then they specialize in Kobe beef. Went to this restaurant, and it was just
Wasn't
amazing.
that the name of the cow? Kobe?
God, I don't know. This is just when Kobe.
They're really big basketball fans in Japan.
They love him. And he just died too.
Yeah.
Sad.
Sad.
Yeah, and we had how much was it in Australian? The meal? It was
about 250 a head.
probably 250 each. And that was the first night. And we're like, shit.
But boy, it was nice.
Oh,
it was
so
so
good.
nice. We were very drunk that night.
Yeah.
Having a lot of sake.
There's a lot of just Japan loves a lot of beef, a lot of
They're
steak.
huge beef eaters.
Huge bit. Like I remember, do you remember our hotel in Tokyo? We went to the top and the restaurant. We went to this really fancy restaurant. There's lots of like business people in suits and stuff. We rock up in our tracksuit pants, like so we just came from our hotel room and we're like, yeah, sweet. And then like there was like a 5-course meal and it was like
we weren't really expecting it. We just thought it would be a nice place.
We just thought it would be just like, you know, just steak and chips, thanks mate. But it was like a 5-course.
This place was intense.
And then this was like towards the end of the trip and I was like, oh, I don't have that much money, so I'll just get like the most basic meal package. Michael was like, you know what? No.
I'm in Japan.
I'm going to get the middle one. So everything was the same, but then when the steak came out, we got like a nice steak where Michael gets like I think he got like a real juicy one. Nice. And then they like, didn't they cook it in front of you? They were like, what would you like? And you were like, medium, please. You were like, well done, thanks.
Wait, I just want a burnt nugget.
Yeah.
You got any chicken nuggets?
Got some chicken tendies, my bro.
My little brother's currently not really talking to me very much because I ate his chicken nuggets the other day.
You scumbag. Why'd you do that?
I'm a piece of shit, aren't I?
I don't blame him.
It's good though because it's his birthday coming up. Instead of shopping for something, I'll just get him some nuggets.
You hate giving presents too. You hate it.
Yeah, he's very upset. I walked down the stairs this morning and he was just staring at me. You know, I was like, hello, like, good morning. Yeah, as you do to your family. And he didn't say a word. He just looked at me. I said, you still upset about your nuggets? And he says, yes.
Why would you eat his nuggets?
Well, there were like 6 left. So
that's still a decent amount of nuggets.
That's not a decent amount.
Yes, it is.
That's
you buy a 6-pack nuggets from Mac and D's.
A baby could eat 6 nuggets.
No, definitely not.
It's not filling enough.
It doesn't matter if it's filling enough. Like if there's a leftover meal for your younger brother and you're like, that's not big enough to fill him up, I can eat that. Thanks, appreciate it.
They were frozen oven nuggets. They weren't Macca's nuggets. Yeah, so
doesn't matter.
He had gone out and bought a packet of nuggets.
Oh, so he bought them. Oh, you're such a dick. You're such an asshole. So he's cooked them in the oven as well, and he's just gone. You're going, 6 nuggets? It's not 7. I can eat it. Appreciate
so they were in the freezer, and I was like, there's only a few nuggets here. May as well polish off this packet. Threw them in the oven, had it as a little afternoon snack. Yeah, they weren't already cooked. I didn't eat his already cooked nuggets.
That doesn't make it better.
They were frozen in the freezer. And then the next day, I was down in the kitchen and he went to open the freezer, going for his nuggets. And he was like...
He's just going, my...
Where are my nuggets?
Where are my nuggets, bro? And you're like, I hate them. They were delicious.
Yeah. Thanks for the nuggets, Liam.
Liam, you don't understand. There were 6 there, not 7. It wouldn't have filled you up, so I ate them.
Growing up, oven nuggets were like our treat.
Everyone loves oven nuggets.
They're
I mean, they're not as good as like Macca's nuggets, but they're still good.
I would argue they're maybe better.
Nah,
I like a crumbed nugget.
Nah, I prefer the batter.
Batter nugget?
Yeah, way better. You had waffle fries before?
Waffle fries?
Waffle fries.
Is that like a potato in a waffle? Like, I'm imagining a hash brown but made in a waffle maker. So it's like a waffle. It's just like a waffle hash brown.
Potato in shapes of waffles, like that big.
It sounds like just Smith's chips because they're kind of like
sort of like that. Yeah. But have you had those before?
No.
So I saw there was this thing that came up.
I'm a big fan of curly fries.
So there was a thing on Facebook, and it was a tier list of all like potato things, and it was gourd tier was a waffle fries, and then like A tier was like.
Do these come in a packet, or do you?
You can buy them from Woolies. You buy like just a packet of waffle fries.
Oh, that you put in the oven.
Yeah, Right. And then there's like A tier was like curly fries. I wish I can get up the thing.
Man, Hog's Breath curly fries are
good stuff.
They're really good. They're really good. You wouldn't think there's so much you could do to a fry to make it nice.
Potatoes are amazing.
Technically, the shape of a fry shouldn't change its flavour, but I swear those curly fries hit different.
Them curly fries do hit different. All right, here we go. So we got gourd tier waffle fries. Top tier, curly fries, potato gems wedges. Mid tier.
I love a gem.
Mid tier is sweet potato chips. It says potato cake, but I think that's just what do you call them? Scallops.
Okay.
Just like scallops.
Like
beer battered chips is also mid tier.
Yep.
Low tier, shoestring fries, crinkle cut chips, potato tornado. You know where you get like the potato on a stick?
They're so nice.
Apparently they're low tier.
Nah.
And then devil tier, the worst is potato smileys.
I've never had a potato smiley.
You haven't had these? Do
you have any gnocchi? Is there gnocchi or mash or anything on that?
Nah,
or
but
that's
not fried. That's
do you
more
like
of a
gnocchi?
pasta. Yeah, gnocchi's
Do you
alright.
like gnocchi?
Yeah. But what do you think it is? Like, do you agree? Disagree?
More of a Samsung fan than a gnocchi fan. Nokia fan. No. Anyways, go on. That was a stretch, that one, I will admit.
I think what I really want to do is get a compilation of all your awful puns and put them up on our like Instagram. Whatever.
Maybe we can pay someone on Fiverr to listen to every episode and take out my shitty jokes.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should. I think next time I'm editing this, if you make a shit joke,
it's just a compilation at the end of
it'll
the
just
year.
like the video will be playing, and then I'll cut out your joke, and it'll just be like awkward silence, and then you're just like, and then that's it, and then we'll just continue from there. What do you think? Yeah,
I think that's a terrible idea.
No. Your jokes are terrible.
I'm never coming back.
I'm at your house. But I think what's kind of criminal is mid-tier sweet potato chips.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of sweet potato fries.
See, same here, but then I had them once at a particular place, and I was like,
nice.
damn, this
I think they're too sweet.
You can't fault that on the poor sweet potatoes, man.
Potatoes.
That sucks.
There's too much sweet and not enough potato.
Come on, my bruh. Yeah, so you were saying potato on a stick isn't low tier. You really like those?
No, I think they're maybe up the top.
Really?
They're so nice.
You put them in top tier, would you?
Oh, you go to Vivid Light Festival in Sydney. At the end, there's some potato on a stick.
Vivid's going to be on this year?
I doubt it.
I want to see those lights, man.
It's usually in winter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I can usually go
Vivid's
for my
usually
birthday.
A wholesome experience.
Vivid's fun. Although you go one year, it's very much the same.
It's very much the same thing, but it's just more of an event to go out into the city and just like grab something to eat and look at all the cool lights.
There's just the amount of people.
Yeah,
I don't like
this whole coronavirus thing, I don't think it'll happen.
I think a wedding on the Vivid, like on the harbour Vivid, would be nice. Like a boat wedding.
Oh, yeah. Like
with all the lights in the background.
That'd be cold.
It would be.
It'd be freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Don't.
What's your opinion on informal weddings? Like in terms of wedding costs, you get there's cultures and people that go all out.
Yeah.
All out. My cousin, good contrast. One of my cousins, oldest cousins, she had a wedding in the Queen Victoria building.
Jeez.
Full cater.
QV.
You know, they never let your wine glass be empty.
Mate, that is top notch.
It was probably, I want to say maybe a $50,000 wedding, maybe like $40,000 wedding. It's expensive. It's expensive to have a wedding. My other cousin, on the other hand, had it on her land. She's good friends with her landlord, and her landlord owns a property near Kiama, or near, I don't know, somewhere. And her wedding was just like a little farm party. They had previously had the ceremony in private at the courthouse.
Okay.
With just
witnesses.
Just immediate friends and family.
And then they had the reception there.
And then they had their like fake wedding, like a fox wedding afterwards with all the extended friends and family. And it was basically just like a party with lots of drinking on a farm, which was mad too. So which one did you prefer? They were both a lot of fun.
Oh, hit you with a hard question there.
Ooh, I think they're both good in their own
They
right.
both have their
I love a fancy
spots.
dinner.
Look, honestly, fancy dinners are nice. When you get an excuse to dress up.
It's because you don't have them often.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if you had fancy dinners all the time, you'd be a bit sick of it.
I'm so sick of these fancy, expensive dinners I always have.
3-hour ordeal.
Goodness me. Another
much,
fancy dinner? Goodness.
No, Mom, I don't want more wine.
Mom, what's for dinner? Kobe beef. Are you serious?
Mom. I just want minute steak, mate.
Mom, I just want frozen nuggets. Please.
I think it would be good to be the level of rich where you can still go to a fancy restaurant and order basic things.
That's pretty cool.
Because you're so high.
You like, should I get an entree?
Class.
Ooh, it's a bit too expensive, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you just have chicken nuggets, mate?
Can I just have a side of fries with that thing? No, I've had, so to go back to weddings, my cousin had a wedding and it was in Byron Bay.
Right.
And it was on this property and it was really nice. And honestly, it was my first time going to Byron Bay. It's Byron Bay. I'm saying that right, aren't I? Yeah.
No.
Yes, I am.
No, keep guessing how it's pronounced.
No, fuck you, bitch. It's Byron. I always get Byron and Botany Bay confused. I don't know why. I'm just like, yeah, I went to Botany Bay. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
12 hours up north.
That's just around the corner, mate. You went too far.
You know, Byron, it's just near the airport.
I mean, technically it's near a airport. But yeah, I was up there for like 2 days, one night. And
Byron's amazing.
Byron's so cool. Like, I was like, I was like, this is mad. Such a cool, like, just chill cool town. And we went in, like, I think it was in summer, so it was really nice and warm as well. But yeah, we had that wedding. And it was like, had to travel there. And it was like, the actual place wasn't like too fancy, but it was nice.
Do you like, what's your opinion on traveling for weddings?
Can I give you my opinion on the other opinion you wanted?
Sorry, I'll follow this. I'll follow your
just
story.
Wait
with
a
this
second.
question. My bad.
And then my other cousins were going to have a wedding just at Cronulla, like just at a park. Like they were just, one of the parks, I forgot what it's called. And they were just like, yeah, like we'll just do there and we'll go to like one of the places at Cronulla and that'll be the reception. And we'll just like eat food and stuff.
Keep it chill.
But they didn't have it because of coronavirus, which sucks.
Ooh,
yeah, it sucks.
God.
Yeah, sucked in. I mean, not sucked in. That sucks. So yeah, I don't know. I can't compare because I've only had like, only one type of wedding. But like, I wouldn't say that Byron Bay wasn't that. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't QVB fancy, but it was fancy. If you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
I do love an excuse to get dressed up though. So
I love getting really dressed up.
Suit and tie type of stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's not often you get to wear it.
What was your opinion you wanted before the opinion that I just gave you?
Oh, traveling. Okay, so say you meet
traveling for a wedding.
Lovely lady. You're like, let's have a destination wedding where everyone has to travel.
Go to Norway.
Yeah, even just traveling up the coast is a lot. You're asking people to put themselves up
for sure.
for 2 nights of accommodation or
like,
1 night of accommodation.
If you're going to do that, you have to be prepared to face that lots of people probably can't come.
Yeah,
like you can put it out and they'll be like, look, honestly, I can't make it.
Definitely.
And that's fine. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
My sister's having a wedding down the coast. Is that too much? Is that too far?
How far down the coast are we talking?
Nowra.
Are we talking Wollongong? Are we talking
a bit further? Nowra.
Nowra is what? An hour drive. That's
drive.
Fine. That's absolutely fine.
I think I'm going to have mine on the slopes.
I think
up Mount P on the top.
Jindabyne would be an amazing wedding location.
Jindabyne is really chill.
It's such a pretty town.
It's a pretty town for sure. Especially with the lake and stuff there. It's very nice.
Australia doesn't have many very mountainous regions. We're not your Canada or your Americans or something like that.
Like when we mentioned before, our snow is pretty weak because our tallest mountain's like nothing.
We get snow on maybe 4.
How many? I think there's like 2 snow destinations.
There's one in Victoria.
There's Mount Hotham, which is Victoria, and then there's Jindabyne, which is Perisher and Thredbo, combined.
It's pretty. It's pretty weak. It's pretty weak.
I'd say, yeah. Well, we were talking about Japan before. When you're in Jindabyne and stuff, and you're at the snow, they're like, oh, we're getting 2 centimeters over the night. In the night.
Hell yeah. Let's get up
Boys,
there early.
Boys, we're going to get there nice and early. And then it's
early.
like, when we first got to Japan, like to the Japan snow, they're like, yeah, I think we're getting about 50 centimeters overnight. And we're like, huh?
What?
They're like, yeah. And then I remember we kept talking to the locals and they were just like, yeah, like this season's been pretty not very good so far. Like, we haven't got a lot of snow.
10 times the amount of snow in Australia, and they're telling us that it's been a shit season.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this has been the worst season. And we're like, are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
The only bad thing is, though, those bad days where... So, obviously, they have groomed runs where it's just, like, groomed and it's nice. And then they have non-groomed runs, which is meant to be, like, your powder runs where it actually snows is meant to be all nice and powdery. But when it doesn't snow and it's all icy... That's the worst. You know what I mean? You know what? Those runs where you go through and it's just literally just ice. And if you fall over, it's going to hurt like a... You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Those suck. Ow.
Have you ever... Do you like ice skating?
I've only been like 3 times and it's okay.
Did you like those 3 times?
No, really.
Maybe I should have an ice skating wedding.
Don't fucking do that. You bitch. I'd just be falling over. An ice skating wedding. Yeah, that's right. But like there's people who have had weddings underwater. They've had them on airplanes.
It's claustrophobic.
It is a bit, isn't it? How do you have an underwater ceremony? We are gathered here today in holy matrimony.
It's stopped.
And all the bubbles.
It's stopped.
Oh shit! A shark
comes to a halt as a crab comes in.
Yeah,
the flower girls throwing out petals, but they just float to the top. They don't fall.
Throwing out like just blood for the shark. You had some stupid topic you want to talk about. You said
which one?
You've written here. You say, can fish burp?
Okay,
do they just vomit up water? See, my topics are like, hey, like let's talk about your coronavirus test. Joe Rogan on spot. You're just like, can fish burp?
It started with...
Can whales burp?
It started with me thinking about whales, because whales breathe air.
Correct.
They are mammals. They are large mammals.
Big mammals.
It makes... Like, if they can breathe air, it makes sense for them to be able to burp. And then it got me thinking, do sea creatures burp? Do they sneeze?
Sea creatures don't do that.
Do they sneeze?
No, they don't.
I can imagine if they sneezed, it would kind of propel them backwards because they shoot out of the water. In order to sneeze,
you breathe in like dust particles. And that's what makes you sneeze.
Are you saying there's no sand in the ocean?
No, I'm saying there's no dust in the ocean.
But there's sand.
When's the last time you breathed in sand and thrown up? I mean, not thrown up. And sneezed. Do you breathe in sand? Like when you're at the beach, do you sneeze? No, you don't. that's not how it works. You have a dust, and that's what made you sneeze. I'm
a land animal. I'm a land animal.
Do fish breathe in air?
No.
No, they don't. They breathe in water, but they don't breathe it in. They breathe it in through their gills, not through their mouths.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fine. But do you
don't sneeze out of the gills?
When a bit of sand gets stirred up into the water and they're breathing that water in that has a bit of sand in it,
I'm sure they like a cough, like a... They breathe out their gills.
Have you seen that video of the pufferfish and they take it out of the water and it releases the water from it and it spurts it out?
No. It goes...
Yeah, it's like it's vomiting up water.
Squeeze it? Yeah. I don't know.
It's very funny.
I'm going to say, look,
surely
we can give this to our fans. Oh, we forgot to talk about all the people that gave us feedback in the last episode.
Did we get much feedback?
We got a few people who used our Spotify hacks.
Subway hacks. Yes, we did.
It's kind of shit that we put at the end of the episode. Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about it next episode.
I had another friend that hit me up with some more details.
Oh, Jesus.
Same Subway worker that I
really? Same
with.
Person?
Same person that used to work at Subway.
Yep.
She said that the meal portions should stay the same.
What do you mean meal portions?
If you know when you get a 6-inch and they have that little cup that they fill with the meat?
Oh, yeah.
They slam it on, right?
Yep.
If you ask for extra meat,
they make 2 of those.
They give you half of the regular portion extra.
Yeah.
So if you have a 6-inch,
1.5 little cuppy things.
If you make a 6-inch, it's 1.5 cuppy things. If it's a foot long, then they should give you 3 cuppy things because they would usually give 2 per 6-inch, 1 per 6-inch. So they regularly do 2, and they'll give you a whole extra one if you ask for extra meat.
Mm. So, is it extra? You pay extra for extra.
You should be paying extra.
It's like an extra
but apparently, a lot of workers can't really be bothered.
Yeah, no, I feel that as well.
Yeah. So if you just ask for extra, sometimes you might get away with it.
Mood. No, I feel that. Yeah, sorry, we forgot to because there were some people who messaged us and stuff about. Oh, bro, there was our friend messaged us about what was that thing that we had a massive argument about? Oh, antibiotics. And finishing the thing.
Okay. Can I share my original thought? Just
explain. Yeah. Okay. So basically, me and Michael had this big argument, discussion.
It was on a night out.
It was on a night out. So explain what you were saying.
Okay. So my thing is antibiotics.
Yes.
So there's a thing called
antibiotics.
Antibiotics. So antibiotics.
What's antibiotics?
You're always meant to finish your course, right?
What's a course?
A course of antibiotics is like a set amount that you have to finish to get rid of whatever you have, right?
Yeah.
So they always say finish your course, no matter what.
Yep.
But then they also say if you feel like you still have whatever it is when your course finishes, come back for another one, and they'll give you another whole course.
Yep.
Okay.
Always finish the course.
Now.
Scenario one.
You finished your antibiotics.
Finished it.
And you felt good for 2 days. You felt 100% healthy for 2 days, but you still have to finish your course. And so you've still been having your antibiotics over those 2 days that you felt 100% fine at the end of your first course. Okay? Scenario 2.
Second one.
You cross over into that second course because you don't feel fully well, right? So you
have another course.
Continue having, you have another course. You start feeling better within the first day of the second course.
Got it.
And they say, always finish your course.
So you're asking, why do you have to finish the second course now?
My question on the night, which is kind of
stupid,
not dumb, is why is it okay to finish? They say finish your course no matter what. If you feel 100%, always finish your course.
Correct.
Why is it okay to stop your course 2 days after feeling well in the first scenario, but it's not okay to finish your course early?
Wait, so in the first scenario, you're saying you didn't finish your course?
No. First scenario, you finished your course.
Yep.
But you've only been feeling well for the 2 days at the end of that course.
Yep.
Second scenario,
the first course didn't do it, so you had another course.
You had a second course, but you start feeling better, say 3 days into that 10-day course. But they say, finish your course.
Yes. You
so why is scenario 1 different to scenario 2?
So what happens when you get sick? So when you get sick, you're sick and you don't realize it. Sometimes. So look at the coronavirus. Yeah. Some people have been sick for 2 weeks and they didn't know, right?
Right. That's
the same when finishing. That's why you have to finish your course.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing.
So in a way, scenario 1, you should always come back for a second course.
No, you finished the course and you felt better, so it's fine.
But it's not like the body or your germs or whatever the infection you have is like, oh man, he's finished a course. We gotta hold off the attack, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, it's so hard to articulate what I'm fucking thinking.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It does make sense.
No, it doesn't.
See what? Oh God. What's your opinion on coffee ground?
Don't fucking do this. No. Well, basically, the whole thing is that
the idea is that you have to finish
you have to finish your course, because if you feel better, it doesn't mean you're actually fully healed.
Better, yes,
yeah, better. But what you're saying is, if I feel better and I finished my course, how do I know whether I feel better or not? I think that just falls into a category of, if you get sick again, you just have to go get another course.
Yeah, but that's what the problem is, that if you start getting sick again, that can lead to antibiotic resistance, which is a big problem in... Do you want to quickly explain what antibiotic resistance is for people that might not know?
It's just basically the disease gets resistant to the antibiotics that you're taking.
And it can breed like super bugs that can't be killed with our regular medicine.
Which isn't good. Yeah.
Which isn't good.
So basically it's like, I think the percentage of cases of people being sick and using antibiotics and them getting sick again after their course is slimmer than the fact that people don't finish their course. Like they just go, oh, I'll feel better, that's fine, and then get sick again, if that makes sense. So I think there's not a lot of people that finish their course,
right,
and they go, I've got sick again. It happens, I'm sure.
Wouldn't it be safer to just prescribe everyone 2 courses straight away?
Well, then it falls into, what if it takes 3 courses and you've taken 2 and you get sick again after the second course?
Well, if we're usually giving them 1 course, as a safe measure, surely 2 courses is a overly precautious measure, and you don't need to really worry about any sickness going into 3 courses. Then
that falls into, what if maybe they've done that. Maybe they've combined, maybe they used to give people weaker antibiotics and it only takes them 1 course. And they go, hey, why don't we combine 1 and 2 and make it 1 big course? So then I go, hey, I'll give you 1 course. And then it's like, oh no, wait, you've only given me 1 course. What if I have 2? And it's like, no, we just combine 1 and 2 to make 1.
I'm not following at all.
Okay, so basically it's like where do you draw the line? It'll just keep going. You know what I mean? Like the courses will get, so
because it'll die.
You have 1 course and then you have 2 courses, right?
Yep.
So let's make it 1 big course, right?
Okay.
And then it's like you give that.
Yeah. Why don't they just do that?
They probably already have. That's what I'm explaining to you. That's what 1 course is.
So we're already at that stage.
I don't know. Maybe we are. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor.
Maybe they just used to be like, take this 1 penicillin tablet and you should
mate,
be feeling fine. You've still got tonsillitis?
You've still got tonsillitis? You dickhead.
You crazy man.
Yeah, that was some feedback we got on the previous episode. And I'm
not
sorry
that
we
interesting of a conversation. It basically boils down to the reason they tell you to finish your course and not base it on whether you feel okay.
Yeah.
Is because
it creates because
people are dumb and they'll finish their course prematurely because they think they don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
Yeah, you understand that. And what you're saying is actually a good question. It's like, what if I finish 1 course and I get sick again?
All my point was there's a fault in this system that could easily lead to people continuously getting sick and then thus making antibiotic resistant germs and viruses a bigger thing.
All dying.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Everyone's worried about Kim Jong-un and his nuclear warheads. I'm worried about antibiotic resistance.
Just scrap antibiotics.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
Did they find him? Do you know? Kim Jong-un? Not
I think so.
Resistance.
Yeah, he's fine.
Is he fine?
Yeah, he's okay. He's sweet. I texted him before. He was fine.
Okay, cool.
I'm home, bro. I'm all good.
We're having him on as a guest next week, aren't we?
Are you coming down to Australia? Yeah.
If we ever have a guest, I'm gonna have to change the intro.
Yeah. So Michael made some stupid intro. I
think it's fun. I think it's good. What are you doing?
Mum just texted me, said, "Can you get a breadstick on the way home from Baker's?" What? One breadstick. Here you go.
It's just a
thin breadstick.
Like a breadstick that you dip in hummus.
Sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I feel like sushi.
Are you a big sample person?
Not really.
You know, like
I only see people
Baker's
sometimes
Delight
at
samples?
ice cream parlors. You go, oh, can I have a little taste of that?
Can I have
Oh,
a
yeah,
taste of this and that?
But I don't like go to a baker and be like, can you rip that loaf in half so I'm a little taste of it, mate?
You said the new Rick and Morty episode where he does where he can pause time and jump back to where he paused, and so he keeps on
that was so funny.
keeps on taste testing everything.
I love the one, like, it goes through this whole thing where he found this girl and he's like, and then he gets home and they're all safe and his dad pulls out the remote and goes, it goes back to the thing. Oh my God. I laugh so hard. Okay.
It's not going to make sense.
Yeah, it's not going to make sense.
If you watch Rick and Morty, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, honestly, it's a funny episode.
It's good.
It's tough because a lot of people don't get it, but like we do.
They're not intelligent enough.
Yeah, they're not smart enough.
I have a recommendation for a TV show that I think everyone should watch because it's hilarious. Have you heard of the Midnight Gospel?
Mm-mm.
So Adventure Time.
Oh, I remember you talking about this.
Go grab your friends. You know, because we're traveling to distant lands. That show.
Yep.
That's the intro. That's
the
joke.
Bad joke.
So Adventure Time, the creator of that, started a new show called The Midnight Gospel where he has a podcast. He like interviews people on a podcast and then he takes audio clips from that podcast and the show is animated and he jumps into alternate like simulations of Earth and he interviews the characters within this simulation of Earth for his space cast that he projects out into space. And it's just fucking insane. Like it's mental that it's visually just it's chaotic. There's stuff going on everywhere, but they're having this super serious conversation about drugs during this like this zombie apocalypse.
Is it on Spotify?
It's on. No, it's not. It's a show.
Yeah, fuck that. We're on Spotify, bitch. I watched. I've been watching.
I highly recommend The Midnight Express.
I was watching.
Oh, not the
I started it last night.
What is it?
Bladerunner
2049.
I haven't seen the original. I have not seen the original.
I haven't seen any of them.
So I started. Bro, it is such a long movie.
It goes for like 3 hours, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was started at like 11. And it was like, what time is it? Oh, let me pause it. I'm halfway through. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. I was just curious whether you've seen it or not.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
No.
I would recommend it. It's actually it's a really good show.
It's a really good movie.
It's just it's real world building. Like you're really curious. Like you want to explore what happened. Like they're like, oh yeah, he hasn't been the same since such and such. And like, what's that? What happened there? I want to know, you know? Delve deeper into history.
Keep going, please. It kind of from what I have seen of it, it kind of reminds me of The Matrix.
Yeah, sort of similar, like sci-fi.
Or Altered Carbon. Have you watched Altered Carbon?
I haven't watched Altered Carbon, no.
Apparently that's really good.
Yeah, no, but I can't be bothered. There's a lot of shows I get recommended and I don't really want to dive into it just yet.
I'll look at a show and be like, how many seasons does it have? Like 7 seasons of 40-minute episodes with 22 episodes a season. Yeah. And I'm not committing to that at all.
It's like, how many seasons they got? Oh, they're up to 25 at the moment? Yeah, no, it's like a dick. That's not happening. That's like that anime show. What is it? An anime show. I forgot what it's called, but they don't have seasons.
Adventure Time.
No, and they just go through like they don't have a season. It's just episodes.
Oh, it's the guy with the straw hat.
Yep, and it's big. No, it's something.
Big straw hat man.
No, One Piece. One Piece.
That's what it's called. One Piece.
And it's like, like what season? Oh, they don't have seasons, but they're up to episode 1,650. Oh yeah, cool.
Is there that many?
No, not really. It's probably like 500-ish, but still, it's like. I'm
too
good.
Much, man. I'm good. Yeah, the clone
quality,
Star Wars, the Clone Wars.
Quantity. Yeah,
I've never watched the whole thing.
You idiot! That's a great show.
Is it?
It's honestly that's my bet.
Seasons.
That's better than all the movies. That series.
The last. See, I was thinking of just.
I haven't seen the last couple seasons though.
I was thinking of just watching the last 4 episodes of the finale because it just finished up, right?
Don't do that.
Have you watched it?
I haven't seen the last couple seasons. No.
Okay.
I think they released 2, didn't they, or just 1? I think it might have just been 1.
Episodes.
Seasons. Or was it just 1?
They released the final season.
Yeah, final season.
The last episode of the final season was...
Don't do that. Well, it's tough because at the start, it's sort of a cart. It's sort of like a kid's sort of... Like,
more a kid's show.
More of a kid's show. But then, like, you hit, like, season 3 or 4 and it gets, like, super dark. It gets... Not, like horror, but, like, it's, like, a lot more serious tones.
Don't Anakin and Obi-Wan hook up?
Yeah, there's like a gay relationship in there, and it's just...
Bruh.
That's when I stopped.
Them...
I must say no. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke, by the way.
The droids turn into robots.
They make an AI and it takes over the world.
Yes.
And then there's this dude called Neo. He's the chosen one.
He has the Force.
No, he gets plugged into it like this, into the back of his head. A needle.
A Jedi. Say a Jedi is born in our society now. Do you think that'd be hard to kill?
That man is hard to kill.
Realistically, like a laser bullet, sure, they move pretty quickly, but you can see them move. They're not that quick, right?
Lasers? Are you insane?
Like the laser
they travel
guns.
at the speed of light.
The laser guns, though.
They travel at the speed of light.
Mate, I can see them move across the screen when I watch Star Wars.
That's why they make it simple. Nah, there's definitely not. Like, if I gave you a lightsaber and we made real life laser guns, you'd be dead.
Yeah, of course.
You're not a Jedi.
But I'm talking about Star Wars laser guns.
Yep.
Yeah. They go pew pew.
Yeah, pew pew.
Pew pew pew. And the Jedi, they block them pretty easy.
Yep.
But a real life bullet, a 50 cal out of a sniper. They move very...
It's not so much... I don't think they see it and they go... they use the force.
They sense it.
They sense it.
They sense it.
But even still, I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to... Yeah, you just got to surround them.
I think I could kill a Jedi.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, give me a kitchen knife.
He shaved his head and all of a sudden he thinks he can fight a Jedi.
I'm basically a Shaolin monk.
You look like it with the thing right now.
Give me a stick. I'll be fine.
You look like Avatar.
Do I?
The blue one with the blue people.
The furry flying animal.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you want to touch it?
No, I don't want to touch your hair. Your hair lice.
It's very
disgusting.
No, that's why I shaved it.
No, I don't have hair lice.
I had to.
Do you ever have hair lice?
I just got gum stuck in my hair. That's why I shaved it. Yeah. What are we at? I feel like we're pandering.
We're way past it. We're at like an hour 17.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. We've been pandering for like 5
but
minutes.
it was a flowy conversation. You can't stop it.
Well, let's stop it here.
Let's wrap it up.
We got some topics for next year.
Next year.
Next year.
Do a yearly episode.
We're taking a gap year. A 1 year hiatus.
Yeah, I've just been over it.
We'll be back.
Just been over it.
Hit us up on Instagram if you have any more fun topic ideas.
Yeah, we promise we'll talk about them this time.
We'll try.
I'm sure there's someone
We didn't get
said
any
something.
others, surely.
Who wanted a shout out on the podcast?
I'm editing it out.
Oh, okay. Just put a beep over his name. Beep, beep.
I was on a call with him earlier this week and he was really struggling with his cultural identity. He was talking about how these 2 Chinese people interviewed him. He's Chinese and
he's Malaysian. No, his dad's Chinese.
He's half. He's a mutt.
He's a what? Oh my goodness. Can you bleep that out so it just sounds like you called him like... Oh, he's a beep.
He's a half.
What?
No, he's a nice guy. But I don't know. This isn't very interesting. But
no, you should definitely cut this out. I thought we were wrapping this up.
All right. See you later.
No. So
done.
Follow young_crumbs_podcast on Instagram. Let us know your thoughts. Hit us with interesting things we can talk about. Please give Michael feedback on his hair. He's very concerned about it.
Also, give us a follow on Spotify. I don't think a lot of people have followed the podcast.
I don't know how to track that.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because on our little analytics thing, it just tells us we have 9 followers.
It's so tough because it just comes up as like views. It's like 1.9 million and it's hard to track the amount of people that follow.
I just want to see if my friends are listening. That's all I want.
All the homies.
Homies.
So what's your Instagram, Michael? Say it twice.
Why say it twice? It's Moby Dick. MOB_Y_Dick. Give me a follow. What?
I should change my name on Instagram to SEA with a dash.
Oh, I wonder if it's
so my name on Instagram, Sean_wool99. Give me a follow as well. Don't follow Michael. Let us know what you think. Thanks for listening.
Thank you to Spool Doodles for the beat and the artwork.
Michael, good singing on the intro, bro. You smashed that. Did a really good job. Is that all? You're good?
I'm not singing on the intro.
Sing on the outro. Make a little outro right now.
What's the Green Day song? The best time of your life. Like the real sad one.
All-Star. Hey now, you're a rock star.
Get your game on. Go play. Cut.